Look around you, man. You can find inspiration. You can find discouragement. It all depends on you. Perception is everything. Some people just hear another song. Some people hear the greatest. A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway.
Yo, man, that's so on point. And it's like, I learned that after I did therapy in retrospect, that the first time I actually got beat up by the cops and arrested, after that is when my whole criminal career started. Because I wanted to rebel against the cops.
Right.
It was like I intentionally would go out and commit crimes and say, F you. You could chase me in the car, you could do whatever you want to do, but it's a big F you to you.
Yeah.
And that led down a long line
You
of
know, that's the
criminality.
difference. That's the difference between the hero and the villain. Like, if you're into any kind of comic books, or any whatsoever, there's the hero and the villain, and you go into their origin stories, and it's identical.
It's a traumatic
Somebody got
event.
hurt.
It's like Batman and the Joker.
What happens is the Joker has a scar. Or every villain has like some kind of physical thing that shows you that something really, really bad happened to them at one point. Same thing with the hero. Maybe not a scar, but
the hero's internal.
might be inside. Exactly.
Right.
And the only difference is how they respond to the thing that happened to them. The hero says, this happened to me. I can't let it happen to anybody else. The villain says, this happened to me. I'm going to get them before it happens to me again. That's the only difference.
Huh?
So he calling you a villain, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is.
He knows it too.
I definitely became the villain too. I was just a little bit. I was just a little bit smarter than him. You know what I'm saying?
Quietly, I'm surrounded by him in here. Like,
I would
really
have
just me.
conversations with police officers on nights that I was doing bullshit.
Yeah.
Just on some, like, you don't even know what I'm out here doing. But I'm going to talk to you about your salary. And damn, that's fucked up. They dropped y'all at $25,000 and then go around the corner and rob somebody. You know what I mean? Like, that was my little get back or whatever.
You could have responded that way. That's one of the things.
Yeah.
Your man was going in that direction. Your people was going in that direction. You were being abused by the cops. You have, you're starving all weekend until you get to eat. School lunch only. You dig what I'm saying? You're isolated by your community because you're Haitian, you're skinny, et cetera, et cetera. Like, you have all the incentive to do exactly, and no one would have blamed you. That's the real, you would have been justified. You know what? Fuck this, fuck them, fuck you. Give me this, give me that, take it off.
Yeah.
Fuck that, I gotta eat.
And it's crazy you say that because, like, God rest his soul, my brother Michael K. Williams, we used to speak at different schools, and that would be the hardest question. Like when I give my background, students, high school kids would be like, wait, how did you not end up,
that way
in that direction? And I don't know how to answer that question, man. I'm still trying to figure it out myself.
Because people read the same books that you had. Everybody had access to the same books, but for some reason.
Yeah, it's something I'm still trying to figure out myself, I'll be honest. And on top, I'm starving and I'm in the one class. You know what I mean? I'm in the gifted programs. You feel me? Like, fourth grade is really where the reading level drops for black kids, and we never catch back up. You feel me? There's studies where they determine prisons, the amount of prisons needed in 15 years based on reading scores now. You understand? That's how serious fourth grade. Fourth grade, I scored a perfect in the reading and the math state exams in New York. One of the hardest tests in the country. New York school curriculum is harder than the rest of the country. And I'm starving doing this, you know what I mean? I used to watch Jeopardy with my dad. My dad didn't speak no English, but he would never miss Jeopardy. I used to watch Jeopardy with my dad, and I'm 9 years old answering the question. Every time I say it before the contestant, and then the contestant say, he would look like, how the fuck you know this? I'm like,
I'm sitting here watching like this, like
exactly. So that's something
I believe it's more so innate. With your culture, you being a Haitian brother, it's innate.
We have some Haitian
you look at the history of your culture.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your dad had a very strong stance about any type of street activity.
Like my dad, one of the things, like I remember as a kid, Nelson Mandela just became the president of South Africa, and he was crying. I didn't really get it. Like, he black, he's African, what's the problem? Not knowing the history of apartheid and all. And so my father, he instilled that negritude in me, that pride in my blackness, you understand? He didn't have the vocabulary for it, but he understood. The last thing my father told me was, if you black, you African. Like, it's the last words he said to me before he passed. Like, this is something that was, you know, integral to who he was, and he passed that shit down to me, and you know, I just took it and ran with it. So it's several things. That's something I'm gonna still try to figure out. But whatever it is, I'm glad it happened. You know, I was able to, you know, not just listen. I'm from the hood. I'm gonna still get caught up in certain things. There's situations that occurred where my life could have went that other direction too. I'm not gonna say I was perfect.
Name one.
Well, my man started carrying guns, man. I was always around guns. You know what I mean? I've never said that publicly. Like, I was always around guns. And we wasn't causing trouble. It's just dudes from the 90s, Brownsville, they would come to our parties and turn it up. So
playing defense.
Yeah,
Playing
you know, I ain't gonna name no rappers, but a couple of rappers from Brooklyn that, you know, that used to, you know.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah.
1, 2.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So,
you know what I mean? You heard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I was, you know what I mean? I never carried guns illegally, but I was always around guns, you know what I mean? And again, it was just, everybody got guns out here. We ain't gonna be the ones naked. You feel me?
Right.
Did you lose any of your friends?
Yeah. I mean, it's an impossible thing to avoid, I think, being in the hood. The first time it hit home, it was my man, Jerk Chicken, man. Chris, he worked in a jerk chicken spot. You know how it is in the hood. And yeah, I hurt, man. Like,
over what?
Newkirk Avenue, man. It was my side and the other side. You know what I mean? 2 blocks away, same people. We all struggling, but for some reason we think we each other's enemies. You know what I mean? And the dudes on my side, they just did some dumb shit and robbed our corner store. You feel me? This dude been selling us shit on credit, looks out for our parents, and they put masks on and rob our own corner store. So they had to go to the other side to get their backwoods and whatever for their weed. But that's the other side. That's the, you know, the line, you know, and some shit went down in front of the corner store. Somebody from my side backed them down. Came back later and lit up the block. 3 shot. My man Jerk Chicken died.
A nigga used to have no chill. Nowadays I bump side A. Traffic going bumper to bumper, stuck on the highway. Takes so long to get from Monday to Friday. Then you wake up on Sunday like it was just Friday. Crime pays an iron cage, had to find ways. I wasn't trying to slave a 9 to 5 till my dying days.